Hi, everybody. Welcome to Magic Universe. This is message from universe number 4. It's a message universe has for us right now, and also a timeless message that is a part of the Pick a Message playlist. The links for how Pick a Message works and the playlist itself are in the description below. Thank you to all of you who've gotten a reading or healing from me. I have so much appreciation for you. If anybody wants to get one of those private sessions from me, you can go to my website at magicuniverse.co. That's .co. Thank you. So let's check out message from universe 4. So this is a really powerful message that's coming through from universe. First, I was seeing this message vibrate at a light blue, like a really, really light blue. But there was like a lot of like charcoal gray kind of energy towards the bottom of it, and also kind of like almost covering it up. And I was seeing that you guys are releasing, in the process of releasing this charcoal gray energy of like this energy that's not serving you anymore. It's kind of been there for a while, and you know it. You know you're working on this process, and you know you're letting this stuff go. But since it is a process, it takes time, And so in letting go of this process, there's a fresh energy that's coming in, that so what I do when I do readings is I look at the energy of what I'm looking at, whether it's like a person or like right now it's the message, right? And of the group, energy of the group. And I see a color for that. And then what I do is then I read from a different color. Like I look at a different color to read from, so that I'm not in that energy when I'm looking at the energy. Because when you're in something, it's hard to look at something clearly, right? So what I was seeing is that I'm reading you guys from like this really bright green color, bright fresh green color, and I'm seeing this bright green energy coming in like after you release the charcoal gray. So you're kind of like at this point of letting go of something to allow this fresh new energy to come in. And this fresh new energy, it's been like you've been creating it for a really long time. And it's just like, if you know about the Abraham Hicks's teachings, it's the vortex, it's your vibrational reality that you've been creating throughout your lifetime, right? And lifetimes, right? Up until this point. And it's ready to come in. So it's just, all it takes is for you to release what, the stuff that is, it's past, I'm seeing it as pastime energy, and it's only present time because you've been hanging on to it for some reason, right? And you're ready to let it go. Once you let it go, it gives you space, it gives empty space for this new energy to come in. And so that's really beautiful. And the cards that came out, like, totally match that energy that I was looking at in your colors. The first card that came out for you, flawed premises can attract true unwanted evidence. And I love the coloring of this card, because all of that kind of black gray stuff, that's the stuff that you're releasing, right? So look at the back. If you were to hear a false premise again and again until you yourself began to believe and repeat it, now your own activation of the contradictory vibration would interfere with your sense of intelligence, and you would begin to attract evidence of your belief, in effect proving the false premise to be true. So kind of like, say your spirit, right? Before your birth, and your spirit now too. But before your birth, your spirit, and you decide, okay, I want to come into this lifetime. I'm going to create a baby body with my parents, and I'm going to have a physical experience, right? Then what happens is, like, you stream part of yourself, this life force, into this baby body. So now you have a human consciousness and a spirit consciousness at the same time. So we talk about like you, the human being here, and then also you have a inner self or a higher self. That's your spirit that's in the non-physical realm. So you the two versions of you exist at the same time. When you are in alignment with your true self, then you become one with your higher self. And basically your higher self is living this physical experience through you. And it's you know, it's hard, like, as a human being to explain the concept of like physical, non-physical, because you're so used to being of the physical realm. And then also, like, in the physical, you count things as singular, or like, I see one body, so it's one person, or, you know, or one consciousness or something like that. But when you're blended with your higher self, you become one. So when I say higher self, I'm actually talking about you. So there is no separation. But then when you're not in alignment, it feels like you're separated from your spirit, and your spirit feels like it's other, or like something outside of you, but it's not something outside of you. It's just basically you. I'm not sure why I went into that whole explanation. So I believe somebody who's watching this video is needing to hear that explanation, because usually I don't go into all that background unless it actually shows up in the reading. But somebody needed to hear that explanation today, right now. But anyway, in this card where it talks about false premise, when you're born into this baby body, now you have a human consciousness. The people that have already been on earth a little bit longer than you, they have developed a certain way of seeing the world, right? And they're everybody sees things from their own perception, and you'll figure this out once you talk to one person, talk to two people, three people. They all have different beliefs about things, right? So what happens is, like, you're born into this material world, and your parents teach you things, and you go to school, the school teaches you things, and then you're on the internet teaches you things, and there's like all these billions of perceptions, and you're receiving all of this information. You get to decide what is true for you. And of course, they're all going to tell you, well, what I'm telling you is true, you know, because that's how they've been living their life, and it's been true for them. But this card is telling you, whatever you're hearing or whatever you're experiencing in your life, it only is created for you because you believe it. So a premise could be true or false, right? You get to decide whether something you want is true for you. And I think this card is showing up within the context of this reading where I was talking about that charcoal gray energy that's around you. That stuff might look true because you've been believing a premise that maybe it's worked up until so far, but then, like, more recently you're coming to realize, you know what? I'm not believing in this stuff anymore. I think I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready to let go of these things that are kind of like stunting my growth, that aren't working for me. And I'm ready for this fresh new stuff that I've been creating in my magical mind. You know, the stuff that I've been wishing for and wanting for, the stuff that, if you look over a few cards on the first row, the star, the things that I've been wanting to create for myself that seem magical because it hasn't been manifested yet, but it's real. This energy is real. It's real in the non-physical realm. It's real in my vortex, and it's ready to manifest into physical reality. And I'm ready to let go of the false premises that has been in my physical reality, so that I can allow space for this new creation to come in, this newness to come in, for all my wishes to come true. Okay. Okay, and then so the rest of the back says, and so it becomes increasingly hard for you to call this a false premise when the evidence seems to be telling you that it is true, for over time you come to believe it is true. So that stuff, that gray stuff, or the stuff that's been around you that's no longer working for you, it may have seemed true only because you believed it was true, or other people told you that, oh, it's always this way. And so you accepted that as truth. But you get to decide what is true for you and what isn't. And once you make your decision, like, you know what, I want to believe in the things that I want to create, that maybe it's not here yet, but I want to believe in that. And then you let go of your physical reality stuff that is here that you're not wanting anymore. Let it go. Then that fresh energy comes in, and now that starts to become your physical reality. Okay. Yeah. But this is just explaining why the old stuff has been here, and it appears to be true. And then also there's a message coming in about other people who believe in that will also tell you that it's true because it's been around. It's like, it's evidence. But you have to be the one to decide not really the truth of it in terms of like, is it physical reality, is it evidence, but more so, do you want to create it? Are you still continuing to want to create this thing in your life? And if the answer is no, then let it go. And I believe there's a message coming through. There's that says, once you make that decision, you're going to have clarity. We're going to move on to the King of Swords right here. You're going to have clarity about what your own truth is. You're going to go through this transformation. You see the butterfly above his head and then the 3 butterflies below. This matches the butterfly in the transformation card in the second row, number 13, which in traditional tarot is also the death card, okay, where you go through a transformation, like the death of one phase, one cycle, into the birth of a new cycle, okay. And yeah, I'm just going to jump down to the transformation card where you're releasing this. She's holding this giant concrete mask, right? And letting that go. Oh, and it's charcoal gray. This charcoal gray energy, you're letting it go to allow your fresh green to come in. Oh my goodness, she's wearing green. I love how all of this stuff just like comes together when I'm looking at it. And then you look at her forehead where her third eye is. This is when your third eye, and you look at the card above her, the star, where all your dreams and visions and everything that you've been creating for yourself, that's in non-physical form, it exists already in energetic form. It's going to come into reality. So your vision becomes clearer, everything becomes clearer until it becomes physical, okay? And there's manifestation. So jumping back up to the first row, I loved how the King of Swords and the King of Coins, which is the King of Pentacles, are flanking the sun, like on both sides. This is you being the master of clarity, the master of your own truth, knowingness, intelligence, right? And then also being the master of manifestation, the King of Coins, right? Because Coins and Pentacles, they're talking about physical reality, physical material things. It could also be talking about finances and money, right? But it just talks about like physical matter. So this is where thoughts become matter, right? Manifestation. And they're on the both sides. They're stabilizing the sun, which is like the ultimate, the world is great, my reality is great, everything is good, everything is happy, joyful, the perfect, I want to say the word ideal is coming to me, but it's not ideal. Like usually people, when they think of the word ideal, it almost sounds too good to be true. Like ideal sounds kind of imaginary, but this is like the sun being like, everything's out in the light, everything's like seen in daylight, everything is as real as it can get, where you can actually see it is evidential. It's not hidden in the dark, it's in the light. And and I love how like this particular sun card has Patty and Jimmy, and in it, the 2 characters in there, and they're balancing each other, male and female, yin and yang, masculine and feminine, like that, right? So I feel like this is talking about the ultimate picture of you letting go of this energy that no longer serves you, coming into clarity about what your real truth is that you want to create for yourself, right? So now you have the King of Swords, you're clear on your thought, your focus, and then you have the King of Coins, you're clear on your manifestation, on your material reality, and all of that, including the sun in the middle, is like the manifested reality is what you're wanting to create for yourself. It matches like your physical reality now is matching the mental thoughts, the emotional dreams that you've been having, like in the star, okay? Whew. This is so powerful. I'm feeling the energy of this spread, like right here with the King of Swords, King of Coins, the sun in the middle, like that energy, that picture. That energy is really strong and really powerful and very real, I want to say, okay? And then you move on to the star. We talked about the star. This is your hopes and dreams coming true. At this stage right now, this is kind of like it hasn't yet manifested. It's still in energetic form, but you needing to focus, you needing to know that you're going to come into this King of Swords energy where you know your truth, where you know that even though it hasn't manifested yet, it is real. It's coming, and you really focusing on that and believing in it, believing in your dreams. The structure that's around this fairy right there, I kind of feel like this is the non-physical realm, okay? And where your thoughts are focused, and but it's becoming so real within your mind, so real within your heart, that it's building a structure already. So like whatever it is that you're wanting to create in the non-physical realm, it's become so real already that it's like ready to pop into the physical realm so that it becomes a physical reality. And then the Hermit, for some of you, this might take you being by yourself for a little while so that you can connect with your true self. Because, you know, all that other stuff that I said before, that universe was talking about before, where you come into this realm, this physical realm, and there's other physical people around you that are telling you things that they think is true, that is true for their reality. If you're no longer wanting to create as they create, you're no longer wanting what they've been telling you to be true for you anymore, you might need to separate yourself from these other voices, from these other beliefs, right? And kind of like put yourself in a little tower like this mermaid right here and say, you know what, I'm gonna kind of retreat from that reality a little bit so that I can make my dreams come true. I can make the star come true. I can create the sun for myself, right? It won't take a long time. The time frame that I'm seeing is like, if you're really focused in what you're wanting to do, they're telling me 6 months. 6 months of this kind of like retreating from other people's beliefs, retreating from other people's from the physical reality around you, so that you can let go of that gray stuff, right? To kind of give space for the new energy to come in. Yeah, they're showing me like around 6 months, and it's not going to be hard if you're focused, if you're because this is like universe saying like, hey, give yourself some space, give yourself some time to make your dreams come true, and you're focusing on your dreams. Like, that's not a bad feeling thing, that's a great feeling thing. Like, you're letting go of all of the stuff around you that's trying to hold you in the space that you've been in, right? And you're giving yourself space and time to let that stuff go. It's actually going to be a very refreshing, kind of like a vacation from that gray stuff, you know, that you're letting go of. So yeah, that looks really good. Oh my goodness, I'm just noticing, look at the colors in the Hermit card, and then also in the second row, the first card, Sedna Cleansing. They're like the exact same colors. Totally different decks, right? Exact same color scheme with the blues and the browns. And it's cleansing. That's what you're doing in the Hermit phase, where you're letting go of stuff. Oh my goodness, and they're both mermaids too. That is so cool. That is totally, totally cool. Yeah, so you're letting go of stuff, and then like in the next card, moving on. You're moving from one phase to another phase, right? We're talking about transformation, where you're leaving all the gray stuff behind, you're moving on to the green stuff, to the new energy, towards the sun, right? Even in this card, you can see he's moving from the shadow into the light. In tarot, this is the Six of Swords, for those of you who also read. So you're moving on from the energy that you're wanting to release and moving into the light, moving to a better place. The partnerships and alliances, this is your higher self reaching down to pull you up. The little kind of bars on the hand, on the arm, that's reaching up, I feel like this is talking about the I want to say like the previous experiences that you've had, or like all of the gray energy, that you're letting go of. There, it's not a bad thing to have experienced that, because it gives you experience, like it gives you knowledge. It's added to who you are. And I feel like these little marks on this arm is kind of like the score, the score of these are the experiences that I've had, and it's helped me grow into the person that I am becoming. And so it's like kind of like embracing your whole life experience as everything that has happened to me so far has been a good thing. And seeing it from that perspective, right? And then now that you're letting go of that reality, making the decision to let go of the physical reality that you are ready to move past, right? And you moving into a new reality. Now you're reaching up, so, and then spirit is reaching down, and you guys are coming together at this point of connection, a point of harmony, a point of alignment, so that you can raise your energy, your vibration up, and create the new reality, and let the new reality come in for you. Okay. Again, there's this kind of I'm seeing like a balance of male and female, masculine and feminine energies in this card too. That's great. And then moving on, this is the transformation we talked about. Yeah, the third eye opening, really having your visions come true. Feeling like a brand new baby. And seeing the world with new eyes. Seeing sometimes when you're going through a releasing of energy and allowing new energy to come in, even if the physical environment that you're in and the physical people that you're around are the same people, you begin to see them with new eyes, because now you're seeing them from your source's perspective. Okay. And there's this change that you're going through, where you're going to look at these things and you're going to be like, wow, I never noticed this about this person before. That's amazing. That's wonderful. And wow, you're feeling this like new appreciation for the physical reality around you, for the physical people around you. And so maybe for some of you, this doesn't have to do with you like letting go of the actual people, or letting go of the actual environment around you, or the things around you. Maybe this is just about like perceiving it in a new way, so that now you have all of this, because you have changed. Now the things that you look at change, right, around you. That's beautiful. Spreading your wings, ready to fly. Okay, and then the last card that came out for you, Lady with the Bosch Egg, Ancient Wisdom. I feel like this is one message that's coming through. This lady is your higher self, your inner being, holding the egg that is you, like you're birthing yourself in a new way, like without having to, go through the death process and come back as a new baby again, right? You're still within this lifetime, but you're changing over your energy, allowing a new energy to come in, allowing a new creation to come in. And so you're birthing yourself, so that you're becoming this like we were talking about, a brand new baby in the transformation card, right? So this little egg, you're birthing yourself. And also you're connecting through this process. You're connecting with your own ancient wisdom, which is your inner being, your higher self. And yeah, again, this message of like seeing things from a new perspective, and all of you see the background of this picture, like how everything's kind of like gray and stuff like that, but being able to see that the history of you as a physical human, and history of you as a spirit, everything that you have experienced up until the now point and moving into the future, like up until the now point, everything that you've experienced is amazing, because it has built you up to who you are now and who you are becoming. All right. And there's so much knowledge. There's so much knowledge there. I I'm getting the message that some of you are going to open your communication channels with the non-physical realm so much that you're going to receive information about a lot of things. Whatever ancient wisdom means to you, because the information that you receive from the non-physical realm depends on what you're interested in, right? And so when you open up that channel so that you can communicate and connect with your spirit and with spirit guides and other non-physical beings and stuff like that, you kind of have to focus your question so that you're asking something so that there's an energy frequency that can match that so the answer can come. So I think somebody in here is getting into that where you're starting to tune into different beings or different energies and allowing information to come through. And so this could span like a wide range of different types of information. And there's it's kind of like if you can imagine walking into a giant library of all the information ever, and so there's that. It's like that's the possibility that's open to you, okay, where you can get information about anything that you want. And so whatever you want answers to, be focused in your question so that the answer that comes through makes sense to you. That's for somebody. That's for a very specific somebody, because I don't think, yeah, I think somebody wanted to have that answered. So, oh, and in terms of the lady with the Bosch egg, what I was just talking about with the library and the ancient wisdom, if it doesn't make sense to you now, there's going to come a point in the future where that what I just said is going to make sense to you. Okay, I feel like this is a future message for somebody. Okay. All right. So that's the message from universe number 4. Very, very powerful, very amazing. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this reading, go ahead and click on the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And share this message with your friends. All right. Take care. I will see you next time. Bye.